Well, it's warm greetings from California, from the What's Next team, and we are still in exhilaration mode. We've just come back from the Unpacked event here in San Jose, where Samsung have just unveiled their very, very latest smartphone. And as with the theme in the world right now, it's full of AI and incredible things that you can do with the new S series. To talk to us all about this is Justin Hume, who's the Vice President at Mobile in South Africa. Justin, firstly, greetings to you. We've just come off stage here in San Jose at the launch of the Galaxy S24 series. And I tell you what, I'm just breathless with some of the features and the things that this new phone can do. And it's certainly very, very exciting. And if people thought that the theme of AI in 2023 was the hot theme, this theme is going to continue. What's your take of it on the new Samsung Galaxy S24? I'm just in love with this phone.
I'm glad to hear that. I mean, blown away would be a way to put it. Now, Aki, I think you and I, we've spoken about this before. We've been in this game for many years, right? And we can think back to those days of the early phone coming through, how that transformed communications. We then hit this age of the smartphone, and suddenly we were linked to the internet. I mean, the smartphone gave us unprecedented access to platforms like Facebook, Twitter, now X, all the social media that we enjoy today. But I think you would agree with me here is that today really was the marking of a new age within the mobile communication space, and that being the age of the AI phone. So we've gone from smartphone to AI phone. What I just loved about it here is that AI in 2023 was a technology term. Don't you find it now incredible how AI has become such a practical, everyday term within this new handset? It is not technology for technology's sake, but technology that sounds like you, that understands your concept, your context of your communications. It feels natural to me, and that's what I really loved about it. I'm not having to work at this at all. The phone is creating this generative AI. It is functions that, you almost just, once you're used with it, you kind of realize, how did I cope before I had that? And that intuitiveness of it, Aki, is blowing me away. I'm really enjoying this device.
Yeah. Well, I want to unpack that in just a moment because, for me, and you're quite right, there's been such an evolution because in the past you could physically see and touch the big changes. Now it's stuff that's invisible that you don't see that's making a massive difference to your life, like the AI. But let's just touch on the physical side of the phone because there are some changes to it that I can see. For example, I see that there's now a titanium casing around the phone. There's a change in the processor, for example. There's lots of other little things that are a change on the phone. Although it might look similar, it's actually not similar. So don't be deceived. Now, the first thing I noticed, Justin, is that firstly, the glass is stronger. There's a new processor, and it's actually a little bit lighter because of the titanium finish on the high-end devices. Tell us about those particular hardware changes.
The titanium finish on the S24 Ultra gives it an incredibly smooth and sleek feel. And that kind of design concept continues into the S24 Plus and the S24 itself. Really, I think what the consumer looking for the device has to choose the size of device that best fits them. The processing capability is now next level. We're talking in the order of plus 30 trillion operations per second on these processors. I mean, I can't even get my mind around what that means. The computing power that is thinking about the environment that I'm in, it's thinking about the photographs that I'm taking, thinking about translation on the device. So the processing capability is stratospheric on the Galaxy S24. So we're really happy with that. But again, we've kept with the powerful cameras on board. So 200 megapixels on the S24 Ultra, giving you that sharp, rich imagery. On top of that, we've taken it through to another stop within the optical lens range, giving a 5 times stop. So and then going through to 10 times stop. And again, the purpose of that just means that as you're zooming in, as I get close onto that image, I'm not getting distortion. I'm getting the true image that's meant to come through from the optical lens, and then it's enhanced through digital AI and image processing in that regard.
Yeah.
So all around a very complete device.
Yeah, and you need quite a bit of processing power to do that technology that we've been speaking about on the chip, which is what makes this phone, the S24, so extraordinary. And aside from the amazing cameras and the screens and processors that have been updated, it's just I don't know. It just seems to me that the phone has got more steroids, if that makes any more sense. I mean, let's talk about those features. And for me, as a consumer, you talk about the stuff that you couldn't do before intuitively. And for example, one of the frustrations as a user that you see something that you like, and you know what, you want to know where can I get that? Where can I buy that? And through a simple photograph and just circling what you want, it just uses the AI and the technology in the background to match and find that particular thing that you've seen and match it for you and show to you where you can get it. It's like almost like magic, that particular feature.
It's incredible. It's called Circle to Search, and it's intuitive. Now, I want to try and explain this as best as possible. So how often do you not get an image from a friend or that comes along? And you see your friend, but in the background, there's an object, and you're going, what is that? What place is that perhaps? Or what is that building? And now all I do is I simply just circle that image on my handset, on my Galaxy S24, and through the power of partnership they have with Google in search, that comes through. The great example that we're testing here in the office was we were showing a picture of a pool, this cascading pool. It was a beautiful pool, but it was playing in YouTube. We paused the video and we circled that pool. Now, there's nothing on the screen that tells us what it is, where it is, and what have you. The search is so powerful from that circle that we did there. It came up, it said that this is a specific resort in Bali. Now, what was incredible about it, then gave us suggestions about booking that resort, potential times to go during the year, what the weather patterns are like in that environment. So now what AI is doing, not only did it find through search, it's now layering it with context for us, thinking, I've searched that for a reason. Let's make some generative ideas. Let's think about why you might be wanting that. Another example could be, we see a pair of shoes. So you're walking along, I snap a picture of your shoes. I don't quite want to ask you, Aki, where'd you get those from? But I can then circle it and it'll come up. And maybe it's, for example, you picked it up from a particular fashion show at the store. What's a pair of Nikes? It'll identify that and tell you where you could perhaps buy that online or where the nearest shop to you is. It really is thinking about it. It's very intuitive in that regard. So loving Circle to Search, I think this is a really cool feature.
No, I think it's astonishing. And I used it, I tested it, and I saw this amazing light feature that I liked. And I took a picture of the light feature and I circled it, and then it just found that light feature. Now, you know how frustrating it is if you can be doing home renovations, never mind fashion that we're talking about. This feature can find literally anything. Now, the phone is just packed with these kind of features. And as you mentioned earlier, Justin, it's kind of those invisible features, right, that you can't see. They're on the phone that happen, but it's the AI that's kind of invisible. And another one that I absolutely loved was the voice translation. Now, and it's astonishing talking to someone with another foreign language and doing that translation instantly in real time. Just talk to me about this, because I'm trying to wrap my head around this.
So first things first, I mean, we package this under Galaxy AI. And what's incredible about Galaxy AI is that it's not only cloud-based. In other words, I'm not using necessary third-party solutions. When we're talking about having telephonic conversations, it's on-device AI processing. So the information that you have is completely yours. It's completely secure in that environment. Now, let's think about it. You want to book a trip, or I want to book a trip, and I will decide I want to go to Spain. Now,
Yes.
I phoned the travel agent in Spain, and how often don't you have this? That there's a language barrier. Certain concepts can't be translated. So I pick up the phone, and I've actually got the device here with me now. And I would then dial through the Spanish number. Now, if I've got the S24, it doesn't matter what handset that person has. S24 is going to do the heavy lifting for me there. So I'll phone, and I will speak in English, and I'll say, and this is Hume, it's the person, Aki is on the other line there in Spanish, and they say, hola. I'm going to say, hello, this is Justin. I'm calling from South Africa. What they will hear on the other end of the line is the S24 talking in similar voice to me, but not quite my voice. It's a translator. It says, hello, this is a translated call, but it's saying it all in Spanish to them. This is Justin Hume. I'm calling from South Africa. He in Spain can reply in Spanish. The S24 will read it back to me or speak it back to me in English. So we can continue a full conversation real time without having any requirement for us both to speak a common language.
Wow.
Now we take this even a step further. I don't know if you've experienced this. I certainly have. I go many times to Korea and I get into a taxi cab. Now I try and explain to the taxi driver the hotel that I want to go to. And it's a blank look. It's no idea what I'm talking about. It's never really practiced English. What I do now is I take my S24 and I type the hotel. Real time, it will translate this conversation. I can either do it through speaking or through typing. And the taxi driver will read what I've written in English will come up in Korean. And you'll know exactly, Justin wants to go to the Cellular Hotel in Seoul. Fantastic. Off we go. So it's really practical like that in terms of being able to translate live, real time, whether it's in a phone call or having a conversation with each other.
And this is the power that you're talking about, Justin, is that this happens on the actual chip. It's using the power of the processor to be able to do this in real time. And that's what makes this S24 so powerful, is that it's not going to the cloud to do something like that. It downloads the language onto the chip. And at the outset, there are going to be, I'm not sure how many languages so far, but there's quite a few languages. And I'm sure that in time, there will just be languages being added continuously.
Exactly. So we're starting off with 11 main languages, and then we're going to be expanding from there. So I think very quickly, we're going to see the power of this go through. Remember, these are large language models. Machine learning is coming into effect here. And you can only see this getting stronger, better, faster, more intuitive as we go forward. One other one, actually, if I may just jump in there, that and I want to still wrap your mind around this. A friend of yours sends you a video, and it's of a picture of the dog running across an open field. That's a picture, a video. Yeah, right. They send this to you. Now, what you can do is you're watching this video, you received it on your device, you tap on the screen, and it will go into instant slow-mo mode. Now, remember, your friend sent you a video of the dog running across the field and doing this jump. Now, you simply press on the screen, and suddenly that jump goes into slow mode. You can see the dog moving out, the fur going up, whatever it might be in that regard. Now, they never recorded in slow-mo. What Galaxy AI is doing is it's recognizing that scene and it's filling in the additional frames real-time, live, that quickly, that what should be a fast-moving image now becomes a slow-mo image. And as soon as you take your finger away, it's back to normal speed again. That is the power of real-time generative AI on a Galaxy S24. You work out how it does it that quickly.
No, it's astonishing, because I was coming to that feature and you jumped me to it, because, we use our phones to do so much of capturing our day-to-day lives, whether it be photograph or video, and the AI capabilities to assist users to do things like you just described, and even editing photographs, and taking people out of photographs, putting them back in, adding different objects, etc., etc. These are all just very, very powerful tools to be able to be used on a device and actually do it right on at the tip of your fingertips. I mean, you couldn't do this stuff without using really, really high-end technology. And today you've got that, plus you've got the AI capabilities that are assisting users that make you create these really professional-looking videos and images, and perfecting them really is the real word here.
Exactly. Think about it. You've just taken a flight through to San Francisco, San Jose, on the west coast of the USA. Now, how often on a plane you see people, you wake up and suddenly out the window is this glorious sunrise above the clouds. And people trying through those little porthole windows, they want to take an image. But typically what you get is you see these wonderful clouds, you see the sun rising over the wing of the plane. And what else do you see? You see your reflection coming back through the glass. Galaxy S24 will instantly recognize that that's a reflection and pop it up to you with this generative editing function and say, hey, Aki, should we take that out? And I can remove that reflection. And it's as if it never existed in the first place. Another example might be, you head off to Paris and you take a picture of yourself or somebody else and the Eiffel Tower is in the background, but it's a little bit skewed. Now, you then straighten up the image, and normally what you then get is a little bit of blank space around the picture because you straightened it. AI will automatically fill in the space, make it look like new. Now, last example perhaps that I'll give around that, if we were to take a picture of me right now, as you can see behind me, I've got our TV screen. And you decide, listen, I don't want Justin in this shot. You can tap on me, it'll select me, and then take me out of the image. AI, because it's got part of the TV there, you can see part of the background that's behind me, it'll automatically fill that in and create a shot as if I was never there in the first place. You would agree with me, this phone right now cannot see what's behind me, but it's got enough processing capability to work out what should be there and put it in. And if it's not entirely sure, it'll give you options.
Yes. Now look, and just an appeal to anybody who's watching this. If you take a picture of the Leaning Tower of Pisa in Italy, just leave it like it is. You don't need to straighten it. It's naturally skewed. Please leave things naturally. But I would be inclined to straighten it and say, oh, look, they've straightened the Leaning Tower of Pisa. But the thing is, you can do those kind of things. It's just using the power of the AI of the Samsung Galaxy S24 series. Justin, what other features do you particularly love on this new phone?
I have to, within my role, do or read at least a number of reports every day. I have to, get information together, and I utilize this function, the AI capability, to summarize and format a lot of those reports. But I'm going to use a better example, in fact. Now, regrettably, I have very little time to watch a lot of soccer or football, depending on what you want to call it. But I've got friends of mine who are absolutely mad about the English Premier League. So whenever I go off to a braai with them and these type of things, I'm usually the one who doesn't know the latest results or what's happened with one of the managers and the like. So testing it on the device the other day, what I did is I simply went onto a website with the S24 and I took an article. I selected the full article, and in that web shot, I said to Galaxy AI, please summarize and format for me in bullet points the key takeouts from there. Within 5 seconds, I had all the news about what had happened in the, I'm not actually sure it was the Premier League, but in some football environment, what have you. And I was able to quite confidently walk in there and go to my mates, like, hey, see that goal that was scored, So I could pretend to be in the know from just having summarized an article. Now, that's a little bit of a quick win for me. But again, coming back to the reports, what I do is I take multiple reports now. I paste it into my Galaxy Notes. I select all the text and I say to the AI engine, give me a summary of this. So I can take 4 or 5 different documents that maybe range 6, 7, 8 pages each. And I can have AI give me a comprehensive summary as to, what are the sales looking like? What are the market trends that are coming through? And that all takes seconds. What used to take me hours takes seconds. And I think you touched on it a little bit earlier on, is that there are other tools for this. There are other practices, but none are on a device that is with me, or let's call it 24/7, on a device as personal and as portable as my smartphone. The Galaxy S24 is ushering in the age of AI into the mobile category.
No, it's absolutely astonishing. And as I said, it's just packed with features that I'm just discovering, just using it and playing with it here in San Jose at the launch. And of course, on top of that, you've got Samsung's legendary build quality, as we mentioned, the Ultra coming in that titanium case, making it slightly lighter, as you mentioned, but a new processor, the camera enhancements, the AI that's built into the device. It certainly makes it the perfect tool to use in this modern day world. Justin, let's talk to the cost of these new devices, because people think AI and they hear this new titanium case and new processor, and they want to know what it's going to cost. And we've got the three models. The Galaxy S23 Ultra, which, as we said and mentioned, comes in that titanium case. There's the S24 Plus, and there's the S24 base model. Talk to me about the costing of these devices and when will they be available?
Okay, so we've kept the pricing very similar on the S24 to where we were with our S23 series. So the S24, what we call the base model, is from $22,499. Then the Plus, the $25,499, and the Ultra from $32,499. What's great here is that we are also looking from tariff perspectives. You can start that on a 36-month contract from 899 Rand. Per month. On top of that, we've got our well-known trade-in program, so you can even get better discounts on the product when bringing back in your Galaxy S23, 22, 21, depending on what model you've got there. So I'd invite anybody who's keen on that idea to go check out our website and get all the details around it. Within our, as mentioned, on our e-store or in our brand store environments, some of the retailers, there's also other options that can look like a 4,000 to 5,000 Rand store voucher. So really, I'd suggest have a look at what's out there. There's some great offers depending on the channel that you choose to fish through.
Justin, when are these devices going to be available?
So these offers will be available on pre-order from right now, effectively, and then stock will be available in South Africa from the end of the first week of February. So really, not long to go now, and we're very excited to see the Galaxy S24 on the shelves here in South Africa, as I said, from the end of the first week of February.
Justin, look, I can tell you, you and I have been in this game for a long time. And, we've seen incremental changes over time, over devices. And yes, every year they're getting better. But I just get a sense that this time around, the power of AI, the invisible side that we don't see, that also needs the hardware capabilities that's on these devices, is quite a big jump. And I think that coming up in the next few years, we are going to see massive things coming from these phones. And I know that Samsung spends billions on R&D, and you've got this big research lab that does AI and all sorts of things, and just understanding how users use their phones to make it easier. What are you anticipating, if I can put your forward-thinking hat on, in the future, even though the future is so difficult to kind of predict, but this is a sign of some incredible things to come?
Before I look at the future, I want to take a step back and almost describe similar moments that I feel we've experienced. The very first one for me was when I had a camera on my mobile device. That, to me, was quite a revolutionary moment, because the camera historically had been to take pictures. Today, we use the camera as our communication tool. You and I are using the camera right now, through which we are having a conversation. It was a light bulb moment for me. It was a signal of a big change. The next one was when we started to get the smartphone technologies, and for the first time, I could do banking off my mobile device. And I had this vision of where I didn't have to go and stand in a queue. I didn't have to, go and draw money, these type of things. And I mean, today we just take that for granted as to where it is, but there are seminal moments in this history. I very much feel that this is one of those moments where we are at the dawn of something that's going to be revolutionary in that regard. Where do I see it going from here? Again, in the short term, very much more powerful language processing capabilities that are even more contextually relevant. So a device that sounds, looks like it. And one thing I didn't recall, I can use the AI function, the Galaxy AI, in my communication. So I want you typing out a message on my handset. I want us going to my boss. Say, put it into a formal tone, and immediately it'll come up with something very formal. But if I want to send it off onto social media, let's say it's we're talking about tonight, I can say, make this, give me a quick, way of phrasing this, and it'll go hashtag Galaxy unpacks smiley face emoji. Can you even think in those kind of terms effectively? Probably a lot better than I can do. And as we see that coming through, the predictability and the predictiveness of the offering from these devices is going to be even more powerful. How it links into the Internet of Things, linking into my TV. I can't say too much around that, but the future is phenomenal as to where this is going.
The Internet of Things, of course, yes, and all that stuff that you can do on the phone as well is quite astonishing. It's almost like we're adding even more intelligence, that smart, intuitive intelligence to our devices that are helping us make our lives a lot easier. And yeah, this is quite a big jump from the S23 in that sense. And the AI theme continues. Justin Hume, who's the Vice President of Mobile at Samsung South Africa, talking to me live in San Jose. We have just been to witness these incredible devices and hold them and play with them. The Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, which is got a titanium casing, and you can really feel the weight difference, even though it's like a little bit, but you can feel that difference, and the casing is just so slick. And the Galaxy S24 Plus, as we mentioned, and the Galaxy S24 Base, and pre-bookings available right now. So please just order yours, and there's some great deals, as Justin mentioned. But boy, oh boy, this device and these technologies are super exciting, as you can see from Justin and I, having played with them and witnessed what we're talking about with ourselves. It certainly is groundbreaking. Justin, thank you so much for joining us for this episode of What's Next.
Thanks so much. It's been fantastic, and we're going to be chatting a lot about these type of devices, this type of technology and trend as we go through this year. So it's been great. Thank you.
Thank you.